is the fourth section of the 7 essential skills to build your career. This fourth section focuses on optimizing team performance. There are 4 lessons in this section. PM01, do it now, better ways to delegate a task or assignment. PM02, leveraging employee engagement and motivation to get results. PM03, employee performance evaluations without fear. And PM04, solving difficult employee issues through counseling, corrective action, and discipline. This lesson is called Do It Now, Better Ways to Delegate a Task or Assignment.
Delegation is a management skill that is essential to ensuring that you are making the best use of your time. This is particularly pertinent in today's business climate, which stresses getting more done with less. The proper utilization of delegation becomes more significant as individuals progress in their careers, and they are held responsible for much more than they could possibly do themselves. In this section, we'll talk about reasons why managers avoid delegation, authority and responsibility, the delegation process, and monitoring progress. Let's talk about why people avoid delegation. It does take time and takes effort, but it's worth it. If delegation is so wonderful, why isn't meaningful delegation utilized more frequently? One reason is because initially it is actually more time-consuming. Most everyone has found themselves in a position where it was easier and faster for them to complete something themselves, rather than take the time to explain it to someone else. When done correctly, delegation does require a time investment in terms of communication and coaching. That investment pays off in the medium to long term as your employees grow and your time is freed up to attend to more appropriate duties. Another reason why managers may be reluctant to delegate more freely is the all too common thought process that no one can do it as well as I can. This may be absolutely true, but with proper delegation, including coaching, most people over time will learn to do the job perfectly well. Delegation also involves giving something away, like knowledge, the responsibility, or power, and some managers simply can't or won't do that. They are driven by the fear that they will make themselves unnecessary if they give away too much power, and others may have difficulty transitioning from doing to managing. If it's confidential, it's probably not a good task or project to delegate. However, proper delegation ultimately results in a more confident and skilled work group and frees the manager up to work on more appropriate, significant, and challenging tasks. Delegation allows you to develop skills and teach processes to other people. Cross-training can result, and it gives you the opportunity to test an employee's skill level. Certainly, it will free up some of your management time. Delegating an assignment to an employee tells the employee that you trust them, and it will continue to challenge them and they'll learn new things. Delegation requires giving a person some latitude to make decisions. This gives people a sense that they have some say in what goes on in the organization, but you have to be cautious about providing authority and responsibility. Delegation can be an effective way to develop a sense of responsibility and accountability for the job, if done properly. Delegation involves the ability to give authority and responsibility to another person to complete the task, based on your level of comfort. For example, if you delegate a specific task to a new employee, you might give them less authority and say, follow these instructions precisely. A more skilled employee might receive the following conditional authority. Give me your analysis of the situation with pros and cons and your recommendation. I'll let you know whether you can go ahead. Or a more skilled person might receive more authority. You might say, decide and take action, and let me know what you did and what happened as a result of it. Full responsibility would be decide and take action. It's your responsibility. But it's really important that you be clear about delegating responsibility and authority. Also, be certain the person is comfortable with the level of authority being given. Some people are confident and others less so. When delegating, you're going to want to make sure you cover these points. Explain the project or tasks. Ask them what they know about the process already. Tell them why you're assigning the task or project to them, and also how this project can help expand their knowledge and skill base. They want to know what's in it for them. Give them a level of authority, how far to go, when to check in with you, and set reasonable expectations in terms of quality, how many pages a report might be, specific timelines, and that sort of detail. Also cover your role in monitoring and providing feedback on the project. Set action items and steps in the process. And set regular check-ins and be available for any questions the employee might have. This process will build their confidence, so ask questions throughout the process to ensure that they are comfortable with the project, with the details, with the mode of completing the work, and the project itself. That's a lot to remember, so we designed the acronym PLEASE: project or task, level of authority, expectations, action items, set regular check-ins, and express confidence. P, project or task. Tell the person clearly what you want done and when it must be completed. Ambiguous assignments or completion dates produce confusion and frustration, resulting in even more work. So ensure that you're as clear as possible about the definition of the project or the task that you're assigning. L, level of authority. Delegate to the knowledge and experience level of the person, along with some stretch. While a delegated assignment should broaden and stretch subordinates, the growth process is a gradual one where each successful completion of an assignment results in a more confident employee with greater skills and knowledge. E, expectations. Go through the steps you would take and ask them to give you ideas on how they would proceed. Be specific about expected dates, times, the length of your report, the quality of the output, and other items. A, action items. Action plans make the difference as to whether tasks get accomplished or get forgotten. Therefore, it's important to make clear task assignments and have that person's name and a specific date attached to the task. Then it is a matter of following through to ensure that the tasks do get completed. Without a specific deadline for individual items, it's too easy to procrastinate or defer the task to a later date. S, set regular check-ins. Set a specific schedule for follow-up and stick to it. This schedule will keep you in the loop and offer opportunities for your employee to get your input on their progress. They'll tell you about any obstacles they may face. And adhering to a fixed schedule versus open access compels the employee to work through problems or issues on their own rather than going to their manager whenever they encounter an obstacle. And E, express confidence. Build their confidence to complete the task. Tell them you trust them. Once you've delegated a task, let go, and resist the urge to constantly look over their shoulder. Accept the fact that they may not go about completing a task exactly the way you would, but their way may be actually better. Let's apply what we've learned. Here's how a conversation to delegate an assignment or a project might go. First of all, you might approach the person by saying, "Here's something we need to do. What do you know about this process?" Then say, "I'm giving you conditional authority, and I think it will help develop your skills in this area." Ask a follow-up question. "Do you see why I have assigned this to you?" Then talk about expectations. "My expectation is a 3-page report with attachments. What are your expectations?" And then action items. "Here are the steps I would take. How would you approach this project?" Again, engaging the employee in the process is really important. Also, set regular check-ins. "Let's meet next Wednesday or next Monday. Will you have a draft by then?" And then finally, express confidence. "You've been successful in the past. I'm confident you'll be able to do this. What do you need from me to get started?" That's the acronym PLEASE. Saying please goes a long way to getting cooperation from your employees. And also say thank you. Don't just say thanks, but add, "Your efforts will really help us keep the project on track," or something to that extent. Acknowledge effort and state your appreciation on an ongoing basis. After you've delegated the project or task, it's important to monitor their progress. Monitor, but don't micromanage. Here are some tips to follow through with your employee to ensure that the work gets accomplished. Assume the leadership role. Recognize and reward the performance that you see in team members, and hold people accountable. People may not automatically accept your leadership, but if they accept a task or project from you, then they are accountable, regardless of what the organization chart says. Motivate employees where you find them. Don't expect everyone to react the same to your leadership style. People are motivated by various factors, and what works for one may not work for another. Be open to providing guidance and assistance, and provide latitude so employees can use their imagination and initiative. Allow employees to tackle a job themselves and don't do it for them. Also, provide the big picture so employees understand why they're doing the project you've asked them to do. And try to focus on the positive. Don't browbeat team members. Focus on what has been achieved and where there is room for improvement. Finally, respect the individual. Don't assume that they will follow your lead. Talk to individuals, get to know them, develop your relationship with them, and they will learn to trust and respect you. Appreciate the differences in your team members and acknowledge individual effort. Thank you for listening to this class on delegating a task or assignment. The next time you need to delegate a task, project, or assignment, remember the skills that we learned in this training class.
Congratulations! You've just completed one of more than 30 modules from I2I Workplace. These modules are provided on YouTube for your benefit to preview the extensive training content of our management training modules. After 4 modules, you can take a multiple-choice online 10-question test based on the content of 4 of the videos on YouTube. There are tests available for team leadership, interviewing and hiring, talent management, performance management, communication, efficiency, and customer service. You'll earn a certificate of completion. For only $9.99, you can document your management success. Go to i2iworkplace.com/store, pay $9.99 for each module, and you'll get a link to the certification test. For more high-impact, low-cost training, follow I2I Workplace on LinkedIn and YouTube. Or visit our website at www.i2iworkplace.com. Thank you.